So I got it all wet sanded on the roll cage there. Wet sanding it is just to slick it up. And so I wet sanded it with 1000 grit, put another coat on it. So with that other coat, I'm gonna let it set, let it dry. It's a little cold, might be too cold to spray. So I'll let it dry at least till tomorrow, and then I'll come back. If I need to just lightly sand a few spots, that's fine. And then I'm ready for the top coat or clear, or whatever I decide to put on it. And then I will tape it all off, all the roll cage. Then I'll get ready to start sanding down all the floor and getting all that, the rubber, whatever the heck stuff, whatever that is. Some kind of, what is that? Sound deadening, heat stuff, I don't know. Whatever that stuff is, I'll start making an attempt to get all that stuff off. And we'll start going from there, and we'll start prepping the actual interior of the car. So we'll get that going, figure out a color, and then maybe we can get started on that. So, all right, here we go. Guys and girls, so we're in the rollback. Had to stop and get fuel. It's $100 for 19 gallons. But as you can see, for one, I need to clean that window. But we didn't have a ton of wheels, but we had a few, you know. So I didn't need them. They're extra wheels. There's not anything we got that needs these wheels. I could probably have sold the BMW wheels and maybe got more money or whatever, but until I did, and plus I'd have to haggle with them, but until I did, they would be sitting somewhere piled up. So this way they're just gone, they're out of my way. And I may end up needing them at some point if I ever have damage to one of mine, because they'll fit, but I'll deal with that then versus having wheels that I don't need just sitting around. And there's like 20 something wheels. So I figured I got a little time this morning, I'll haul them to the scrap yard, just get them out of my way. Yeah, just one less thing to have to deal with, cash them out, be done with it, and move on. So then we'll go to the shop, and well, no, we may not go to the shop first. We may do something different. We'll see. I've got a couple other things I may do today before we end up at the shop. But once we get to the shop, I do have the new power steering pump. I did change the pulley on it yesterday, so we'll get that thing. We'll probably start putting it in that IS300 and get the belt back on it and get that thing moved out of the shop. So, and I'll have to order some taillights for it. My son took them and put them in his. So, yeah, it's my fault. I busted his, so I told him to get mine and just put them in his. So, yeah. But that's where we're headed, to the scrapyard. Let's get rid of these wheels, and we may take the tires. We've got a bunch of extra tires that we actually took off of these. We may just, we have to pay for those to haul them off at the landfill, so we may go load those up and just take them and get them out of our way, and be one less thing there too. You know, we'll clean up where the tires are piled at the house. So, all right, here we go. All right, so now we got a batch of tires to get rid of. All these tires, they won't fit anything I got. I'm actually going to go by the tire shop that I usually deal with, Gary's Used Tires, Gary's Place, Gary's Tires, whatever you want to call it. And I'll probably let them pick through them and let them have whatever, and then I'll haul the rest off and pay to do that. So, all right, here we go. All right, we're back a couple days later with the IS300 power steering pump, so we're going to try to finish that up. I've got one. I already got the pulley changed over and the reservoir, so let's try to get this thing in. All right, here we go. All right, so we're going to finish setting the power steering pump. We're going to go ahead and hook this hose up. I've got the 17 millimeter for the lower one started, so we're going to get this one started. Try to remember how this belt goes. It's a funky kind of deal. I think I remember. It was a little bit of a pain to put the power steering pump on. I do still have to tighten the 17 millimeter. Let me think here. I want to think it's something like that. Alright, we're about to find out. I think that's it. Alright, on my AC pulley a little bit. You gotta get it. Make sure you are completely straight on your pulleys. The belts that have groove on top of, like a grooved pulley, so the grooves go on the groove side and the slick side goes on the slick side, and all these have grooves on except for the tensioner. So I'm pretty sure, let's see, oh yeah, okay, yeah, up here is the direction. I'll move the camera here. So that is the actual belt diagram. So that's where we're at. Alright, here we go. Okay, just so you can get a better view, the 17 is right there, and the one that goes in there, that was completely different layout. And this hard line, I couldn't like twist it into another direction to fit the other pump, so I had to get the same style pump. So make sure you got a seal, what do you call it, O-ring or whatever in between the top and the bottom right there. And make sure this hose, this is the actual hose right here, make sure you got a clamp on it. And then that plug, I've got to plug it up. And that should just about have me ready to set my fan and stuff on there. So, alright, here we go. Should go pretty easily into here. I did leave the radiator loose, so I can actually adjust it a little bit because it is tight in here. These things are weird because you have like a vent tube. I guess it's to cool the computer in these things. It goes right here and it lives right there. So, a couple plugs on this side. Pretty sure these plugs only fit one exact plug. I don't think they're interchangeable, so you can't get them wrong. I think. I've been known to be wrong. And on these bolts here, try to leave them all loose until you get them all in, because I've definitely paid for that on this particular type of thing on the radiator. It was actually on an aftermarket one, but leave them loose until you get them all on there. Let me find all the bolts, what I did with them, and we will get this thing installed. So, alright, we got the radiator on. Had to pull this one off to adjust, to move back and forth to get the hose on. So now we can put this back. Air box goes like that. There we go. I need a Phillips to tighten that. Looks like this box has seen better days. Hook our plug up. So there's our plug for that one. There is a plug on the bottom. Get all that hooked up. You don't have to have all this stuff on this side of it, but you do have to have this, or mass airflow. If I can get this plug hooked up, we will continue on. I think it's upside down. There it is. And there's a vacuum that comes in here from somewhere, which I don't remember it. It may not even come in here, but there was a vacuum, or should be a vacuum. See it? Yeah, I don't see it. We'll tighten up the clamp right here. So that has that. Now to go under it and put the last two tins in it, and we will pull the Civic up and jump this thing off. Always make sure you don't leave any bolts or tools. We'll still have to top off the antifreeze once we get it running. But all right, here we go.
I'm feeling high. I'm feeling high.